Hey everyone, welcome to Win the Day. 5 minutes in the Bible with me, your coach, Pastor Nat. Our mission here at Back to the Bible is to move you closer to Jesus each day. So to help you do that, today we're going to talk about the secret to unity. I don't know if you know this about me, but I am an only child. So being selfish while being a kid, it was possible, but a tad bit harder when you don't have to share. So when I see my kids argue and fight over their things, I just don't get it. They seem to want what the other person has, even if they have something equivalent in their own hands. It makes no sense. But then I pause and I think about money, and I realize how tight-fisted I can be. It's in those moments I realize I'm no different than my kids. It's just what I'm selfish with and who I'm doing it to. Well, today, Paul has some very practical advice for us as we aim to live as citizens of heaven. Don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourselves. Don't look out only for your own interests, but take an interest in others too. Remember, in the previous few verses, Paul has been pushing the need for unity. We are called to have one mind and one purpose as the people of God. Well, in verses 3 and 4, Paul tells us how. He says, if you want to break unity, then be selfish. I mean, think about it. Why do marriages fall apart? The simple answer is selfishness. Why do friendships end? Selfishness. Why do many churches dissolve? Many times it comes down to selfishness. Christ is the perfect example of selfless love. He was agape love incarnate. He gave up heaven to become sin for us. If we want unity, we must stop being selfish. But then Paul says, don't try to impress others. Now the King James calls this vain glory. It's just simply empty conceit. It's the unhealthy pursuit of accolades and recognition. It's that saying, look at what I've done. Look at what I have. But friend, all the good that you have in your life today is by God's grace. It's a gift. Your spiritual status, it wasn't earned. It was a gift. We have to remember, it's not about you. It's not about me. It's all about Christ. Paul says, be humble. Now, humility isn't thinking of yourself as a loser or less than you are. True humility is seeing yourself rightly. It's seeing yourself as God sees you. No more, no less. And this is true for how we are to view other people. We need to see them as people made in the image of God. Skin color, haircut, clothes, bank accounts, home size, or job titles do not establish a person's value. Their value is always high because they are God's image bearers. But then Paul says, don't be selfish in your endeavors, but instead think of others. If I could put it in my words, I'd say be a teammate, not a one-man show. Paul truly desires for us to be united. So here's my challenge for us today. Find one way to show someone their intrinsic value. How can you show that person that they matter to God? How can you be a teammate or a helper as they strive to pursue their interests, specifically in serving the Lord? Take a moment and share in the comments below what you intend to do. We want to encourage you and pray for you as you live out this call for unity. A unified body is an example of God's grace and power. So now that you know this, go and win the day.